This is Mac OS Ken.
The latest in the Fortnite fight, news of current and next iPhones, and a bit of music news. It's Monday, the 12th of October, 2020. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by SimpliSafe, the right way to protect your home. Get a free HD camera when you sign up now at SimpliSafe.com/MacOSCan. This show is also sponsored by BetterHelp, online counseling that's there for you. You've heard me talk about BetterHelp for a while now, how you answer a few questions in their app. They match you with a licensed professional therapist with whom you can work, how you can do traditional sessions over the phone or on video, or kind of keep a running conversation going over text. That's what I've done with my guy. And I'm feeling better. Everything's not fine. I'm not done. But the ability to pick up the phone and text a question or a thought, and to be honest, the ability to ignore questions or suggestions until I'm ready to deal. Like I say, I'm not finished, but I'm feeling better. Want to try it out? As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting betterhelp.com/MacOSCan. Join over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health. Again, that is BetterHelp, HELP, betterhelp.com/MacOSCan. One more time, it's betterhelp.com/MacOSCan. And a big thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's show. Things have gone about as expected in the court of Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers. She's the judge overseeing the Apple court fight, and she has surprised no one with her latest decision. Epic had sought two things from her court headed into next May's trial: that Apple be forced to put Fortnite back in the App Store with Epic's own sales apparatus installed, and that Apple be barred from blocking the Epic developer account tied to Unreal Engine. Now, a piece from VentureBeat says the judge has ruled on those motions. On Fortnite, it is not going back into the App Store as is. Still, the piece points out that Epic can probably get the game back on the App Store by taking out the direct payment modification that caused the ban in the first place. As for Unreal Engine, it gets to stay. That is excellent news for a number of third-party developers who use Epic's graphics engine. VentureBeat says they won't have to worry about their games no longer working on Apple's iOS and Mac platforms because Apple pulled technical support. Commenting on the partial victory, Epic was quoted as saying, "Epic Games is grateful that Apple will continue to be barred from retaliating against Unreal Engine and our game development customers as the litigation continues. We will continue to develop for iOS and Mac under the court's protection, and we will pursue all avenues to end Apple's anti-competitive behavior." For its part, Apple said, "Our customers depend on the App Store being a safe and trusted place where all developers follow the same set of rules. We're grateful the court recognized that Epic's actions were not in the best interest of its own customers and that any problems they may have encountered were of their own making when they breached their agreement. For 12 years, the App Store has been an economic miracle," Apple continues, "creating transformative business opportunities for developers large and small. We look forward to sharing this legacy of innovation and dynamism with the court next year." Apple's hitting India in a pretty festive way. Apple Must says the Cupertino company is offering customers on the subcontinent a free pair of AirPods with the purchase of an iPhone 11. Apparently part of the company's Diwali promotion, there is one caveat: the phone has to be purchased through Apple's online store, which just opened in India a few weeks ago. Buyers shouldn't rush to the store just yet, though. Fine print at the top of Apple's online store in India says the Diwali offer begins on the 17th of October. The Diwali promotion is an interesting move, starting a promotion for last year's iPhone Saturday, 5 days after announcing iPhone 12, assuming Apple announces iPhone 12 at tomorrow's high-speed event, which we're all assuming they're gonna. Apple Insider has TF International analyst Ming-Chi offering his thoughts on iPhone 12 sales. Not unlike iPhone 11, he thinks the Goldilocks model will be the top of the heap. Like a lot of analysts, Quo's expecting 4 iPhones in the next round, ranging from an iPhone 12 mini to a significantly larger, significantly more expensive iPhone 12 Pro Max. Having seen a note he wrote, Apple Insider says Quo believes the compact 5.4-inch iPhone 12 mini will be the cheapest model, but won't sell highly as its size won't be appealing to consumers. The way Quo sees it, iPhone 12 mini, iPhone 12 Pro, and iPhone 12 Max will each account for 20% of sales for the next line. Middle of the road will win the day, though, with iPhone 12 alone accounting for the other 40%. Made in China, shipped from the next town over. Apple's apparently trying something new with product orders. Apple Insider highlights a Bloomberg report that says the Cupertino company is using stores in the US and Canada as distribution centers. According to the piece, products like iPhone, iPad, and Mac will ship to buyers from a network of nearly 300 retail outlets across North America. Apple told employees that direct shipments from Apple stores will translate to faster delivery times, Bloomberg said. The report goes on to say, using FedEx in the US and UPS in Canada, the program will ship in-stock products out to customers who live within a 100-mile radius, cutting delivery windows to as short as 1 day. Faster delivery is one big upside, though keeping people employed is probably a bigger one. The piece points out that the program keeps Apple stores operational during coronavirus lockdowns. The privacy-focused search engine DuckDuckGo is offering a service that I so want to love. I mean, I love the idea. I love it in theory. And yet, Cult of Mac says DuckDuckGo is now offering driving and walking directions using Apple's MapKit.js. Not only will no one know where you're going, there shouldn't even be a record of you having asked. In a statement, DuckDuckGo said your browser sends location information which we isolate from any personal information the browser sends and which we discard after use, enabling us to provide anonymous, localized results and features. So what's not to love? The directions are sort of static. According to the cult, this isn't real-time turn-by-turn directions like those offered by Apple Maps. DuckDuckGo works out a route, but users aren't alert to each turn as they approach it. Sounds like a small price to pay for privacy. And to be clear, I have driven across the country with nothing but a highlighted map on more than one occasion. But that was years ago, and I've gotten soft. Still, if you don't want anyone, not even Apple, to know where you're going or how you're getting there, DuckDuckGo has a solution. Or, grab a map and a highlighter. Congrats to the nerds making it possible for other nerds to make TV. That is to say, congratulations to Apple for its Engineering Emmy Award. Mac Daily News says the Television Academy announced the winners of the 72nd Engineering Emmy Awards on Friday. Those honor individuals, companies, or organizations for advances in broadcast technology. This year, Apple gets one for a video codec developed 13 years ago. Introduced in 2007, Mac Daily News says Apple ProRes has become a ubiquitous video codec in the film and television industry. It offers excellent preservation of source video quality and, thanks to innovative algorithm design, fast encoding and ultra-fast decoding. While an award for tech that's been bubbling for 13 years may sound weird, it is not the weirdest part of this story. That award goes to the award ceremony itself, which, for the first time, will be presented live. Yes, the first year everybody can get together is the first year they plan to show everybody. Oh, not on TV, of course. They are still nerds, after all. Rather, the piece says the ceremony will stream live on Emmys.com on Thursday, the 29th of October at 5 p.m. Pacific. More news in a moment, but first a word from SimpliSafe, the right way to protect your home. What makes SimpliSafe the right way? Well, a few things. First, it's easy. You can choose the setup that's right for you, and you install it too. Stuff like that makes me nervous, but placing my sensors and keypad couldn't have been simpler. Just peel and stick the sensors exactly where you need them. No technician required. Now at the other end, professional monitoring keeps watch day and night, ready to send police, fire, or medical help if there's an emergency. Security is obviously the best part, though second best may be how they do business. No contract, no sales push, no hidden fees. Just simple security monitoring starting at $15 a month. All that plus free shipping, free returns, and even a 60-day money-back guarantee. Head to SimpliSafe.com/macOSKen and get a free HD camera for macOSKen listeners. That's SIMPLI, SimpliSafe.com/macOSKen to make sure they know you heard about it here. SimpliSafe.com/macOSKen. And a big thanks to SimpliSafe for sponsoring today's show. We'll end the day playing the hits: light rock, yacht rock, classic rock. Let's talk Apple and music and Apple Music. Starting with the first two, Apple Insider says Sony Music Entertainment, Universal Music, and Warner subsidiary SBA Music Publishing have all filed complaints against Apple over apps available in Russia. On the 1st of October, says a story that ran last week, Russia ratified a law requiring distribution platforms to remove piracy-enabling apps from their stores quickly should a company file a complaint. The law, signed by President Putin, aims to curb piracy by targeting both developers and storefronts rather than the content itself. Honestly, this story sounds kind of messed up. The complaints target 3 apps, each of which monetizes content either through persistent advertising or through subscription fees, some of which are higher than the price charged by Spotify, which is legal. On top of that, the piece says the record labels could have just filed DMCA complaints with Apple and had the apps removed, but they're going this other way. So that happened. From Apple and Music to Apple Music, new numbers from Counterpoint Research show the Cupertino company with a little over 1/5 of the world's paid music subscriptions. Mac Daily News ran a release from the market tracker covering the June quarter of this year. While revenue was down from the March quarter, it was up 13% from the June quarter of 2019. The quarter-to-quarter drop is kind of significant. First time that's happened, according to Counterpoint. Then again, it was an unusual quarter, what with the planet going into lockdown and people prioritizing toilet paper over streamable music. Additionally, some of the streaming services made proactive moves to keep subscribers. That cost them a few dollars near term. One Counterpoint analyst was quoted as saying the music streaming platforms offered discounts and lower prices for paid subscriptions to retain consumers or to prevent them from shifting to a free plan. Also, advertisement revenues saw a dip since many companies cut expenditure in view of COVID-19. Funny enough, podcasts proved to be the glue that kept some people stuck to their premium subscriptions. As for which services are doing how, for numbers of monthly active users, it was Tencent Music with a 26% share, Spotify with a 12% share, and YouTube Music with a 10% share. What do they have in common? Ad-supported tiers. Switching to premium, Spotify kept a 34% share, Apple Music had a 21% share, Amazon Music rounded out the top three with a 15% share. While the quarter-to-quarter drop is notable, Counterpoint says growth is returning to the industry. The firm believes growth will be back to pre-COVID-19 levels by the fourth quarter of 2020, according to the release. And finally today, for the Apple Music subscribing Disney Magic Missing Person in You, tons of Disney stuff on Apple's audio streamer. Mac Rumors says the owner of most of today's popular culture has curated a slew of stuff for Apple Music. Citing a press release from Disney Music Group, the piece says Apple Music subscribers can now access more than 30 playlists, soundtracks, and radio stations. Those range from classic Disney fare to Pixar tunes to Star Wars stuff to music from the Marvel Universe, because did I mention they own almost everything. They got a Disney Halloween playlist they're featuring right now. Not sure why they're featuring that in March. I know, that joke's gotten old, but so has this March. I'm looking forward to the Disney Christmas playlist, which I assume will be out later this March. Coming up in a few minutes, nothing actually. No in a few minutes today or tomorrow, but we will spend Wednesday through Friday talking over the high-speed event. Keep the feed open. macOS Can, brought to you by me and sponsored by BetterHelp. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/macOScan. This show is also sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get a free HD camera when you order an all-new system at simplisafe.com/macOScan. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media. Online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. info@macoscan.com or call 716-780-4080. We will talk again tomorrow. Until then, that is news from macOS Can. I'm Ken Ray.
Cha.